Underneath the vast Hawaiian sky, the air felt thick and heavy. Rumors whispered through the palm trees about the night marchers, the ancient spirits of warriors doomed to wander the islands forever. They say that if you hear the distant beating of drums, you should run and hide, for the marchers were coming. I stood among my friends, the faint scent of salt water in the breeze, unaware that soon our laughter would turn to dread. Nakrap. It was a warm evening when we decided to hike up to an old lookout point. My friend Koa, with his boisterous laughter, assured us that everything would be fine. We set out, the path illuminated by the fading light of the sunset. As we reached the top, I could feel a chill run down my spine, as if the wind carried an ominous message. The stories of the night marchers lingered in my mind, but I dismissed them as simply legends. Krap. Suddenly, the joyous banter was interrupted by an eerie sound, the unmistakable thumping of drums in the distance. My heart raced as I exchanged nervous glances with my friends. Koa laughed it off, saying it was probably just a party down the beach. But the drums grew louder, echoing through the night, and I felt a deep sense of foreboding settle in my chest. Nakrap. I looked out over the horizon, the moon casting an ethereal glow over the landscape. The rhythmic beating seemed to sync with my heartbeat, pulsing in my ears. Then, I caught a glimpse of flickering lights in the distance, the glow of torches moving in unison. My gut twisted in knots. This wasn't a celebration. It was a procession of the night marchers, the ancient warriors roaming the land. Krap. "We have to get out of here," I yelled, panic rising in my voice. But Koa stood frozen, captivated by the haunting spectacle unfolding before us. The sound of conch shells began to pierce the night, and I could almost hear the whispers of the spirits calling out, their presence palpable in the air around us. I pulled Koa's arm, urging him to move, but it was as if he was mesmerized by the approaching marchers. Nakrap. The drums pounded like thunder, and I felt the ground tremble beneath my feet. The air grew colder, and I could almost see the shadows of the warriors in the flickering flames. My instincts screamed at me, urging me to bow down, to show respect to these ancient souls. I dropped to my knees, heart thumping wildly, as I pressed my forehead against the earth, hoping to avoid their wrath. Krap. Koa finally snapped out of his trance and joined me on the ground. I could hear the marchers drawing closer, their ethereal forms illuminated by the firelight. I whispered to Koa that we must not look up, that we had to remain silent. The echoes of their war cries filled my head, a chilling reminder of the fate that awaited those who dared to defy the night marchers. Nakrap. I closed my eyes, the pounding of the drums resonating in my bones, drowning out all other sounds. The sense of smoke and salt intertwined, choking me, as I prayed silently for our safety. Time seemed to stretch, each moment feeling like an eternity. I could sense the marchers passing us, their heavy footsteps like a storm sweeping over the land, but I dared not look. Krap. After what felt like hours, the sounds began to fade, the drums growing fainter. I cautiously opened one eye, half expecting to see the wrath of the warriors before me. But all that remained was silence, the air thick with tension. I turned to Koa, who was visibly shaken, his face pale under the moonlight. We had survived, but at what cost? What had we witnessed that night? Nakup. We scrambled to our feet, and as we made our way back down the path, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. The stories had warned of the consequences of encountering the night marchers. What if they had chosen to spare us this time, only to return another night with a vengeance? The thought gnawed at me, chilling my bones. Krap! As we reached the bottom of the hill, the sun began to rise, casting a warm glow over the landscape. The island felt different now, as if it held secrets just beneath its surface. Koa turned to me, his voice shaky, asking if we should tell anyone about what happened. I hesitated, recalling the fearful glances of those who had encountered the night marchers and never returned. Nakup. In the days that followed, I noticed Koa distancing himself from the group, often lost in thought. It was as if the experience had awakened something inside him, a fear that was now a part of him. I tried to reach out, but he would only shake his head, whispering that he could still hear the drums echoing in his mind. I felt a growing sense of dread,